This event is very deceiving. It is not for a brand new free-to-play player. Not in the least. Hi, hello, my name is Fail, and I'm gonna go through this brand new April Fool's gift event. I'm also going to be breaking it down into actual numbers. I created a spreadsheet and everything, I'm so proud, and show all the different ways that a brand new free-to-play player could tackle this, but how it's probably not for us. That said, it is doable between these two April Fools, April 1st events, the Mystery Summon Rush and the Mystery Dungeon Divers event. They're doable, but for a free-to-play player, especially if you're brand new, like for instance like me, this account in particular is only 2 weeks old. Go back and watch the rest of the series. We talk about how much of a baby it is, and she's just little, so she's got a ways to go, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this, but we're gonna break it down. We got all the numbers and everything for you. If you are a brand new player though, or you're thinking about starting over fresh with a brand new free-to-play account, which they're actually a lot of fun, so many freaking challenges. But if you do decide to do that, go ahead and click the link below, and you'll be able to get started with not only Uugo, but as you progress, you'll also get Rector Drath and Tagoar. And I'm telling you right now, I tried out this link on my own account, and it's definitely made a big difference. I'm loving these guys. While we still have a long way to go on this account, starting out with them, or as I've been progressing and unlocking them on my account through the link, it's definitely made a big difference on this account. Make sure you click that link to get your gorgeous and beautiful and amazing Uugo. We don't judge her, beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. Okay, let's talk about this April Fool's or April 1st joke, gift, I don't know, yet to be determined. Hold up, click link in the description right now to get Uugo for free, as well as 2 more amazing epics as you level up. Here are the exact steps you need to follow. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Click link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Here you go, you'll find Uugo here, as well as Tagoar and Rector Drath as you progress through the game. Then, use promo code Supreme6 to get yourself an insane Void Legendary, Supreme Galek. This is an amazing account start in Raid, so go ahead and click my link right now and follow the steps. When I first looked at it this morning, I was like, this is freaking awesome. I was looking at it from the lens point of view of my main account. My main account I've been playing on for years. We've got plenty of resources on it. We've got a lot going for us here, and I thought that it was just gonna be a cool little event that lasts one day, we can just blast on through it and have a lot of fun. So when you first look at this, it's just a fun event in general, just a fun one-day event, a really cool way for Raid to allow us to get rid of some of our Mystery Shards, because as you go through, you'll see first the Mystery Summon Rush, which you get 1 point for any shards that you pull. Obviously, we ain't going to waste these, we're going for the mysteries, which means that you need 1,000 Mystery Shards. Now, not everyone has that, but if you've been playing for a while, I mean, they add up. They stockpile. I have 539 right now, and again, this is my main account, and that's low. Like, I pulled quite a few for quite a few reasons. One, for instance, I stupidly took a clan quest where you have to pull 20 rares from the Mystery Shards. Anyway, I did a bunch of stuff, not so smart stuffs, but this is like really low. Typically, I have well over 1,000 Mystery Shards just chilling here. So the fact that Plarium came up with a really cool event for April Fool's Day where we can just kind of unload them, I think is kind of fun. And then on top of that, they also did a Mystery Dungeon Divers event, which is where you can get a bunch of other Mystery Shards. You can get 400 total if you were to go through all of these rewards, plus a few other little extra things here and there. And really, all you have to do in this, in my opinion, is just run through campaign. It would be super silly to go through dungeons with the amount of energy you'll be using for those, but this is basically just a champion training event. You're just going through campaign and running it as much as possible, and by doing that, you're getting all of these extra Mystery Shards, which you then take and you pull, and you get the Mystery Summon Rush, and hopefully get this beautiful legendary skill tome. And then on top of all of that, they also decided to run a champion training tournament at the exact same time. So there's 3 events going on for today anyway, because those April 1st ones, those April Fool's ones will be going away. These guys are crazy. They already have 7,000 points. This just started, people. So really you have 3 events that are just working simultaneously together to, I don't know, just a little fun. It's just a fun way for accounts that have been around for a while and have all these Mystery Shards stacking up just to kind of offload them. Again, I think that's pretty fun, pretty cool. And then I started looking at this from a free-to-play player's perspective, because I'm also running my free-to-play account at the same time, you know, constantly constantly running all of the dailies and everything in the background for both accounts. And as I was looking at this as a brand new free-to-play account, I realized how impossible this is because I don't have a bunch of mystery shards just saved up. I have 87 right now. And that's also because I've been using them for other events and other things, and I've been trying to work up to get to my second 6-star champion, rank 6 champion. So I've been doing a lot of champion training already and pulling a bunch of these mystery shards and then leveling them up for foods. You know how it goes. So I only have 87. So even if I went through and I did the Dungeon Divers event so that I can get more of them, there's only 400 here, so 487 total. And I'm going to show and break down all these numbers here in a second, but already you can kind of see a huge difference between a main account where it's been for years playing, and even though I'm really low on mystery shards, I still have over 500. Could get these extra 400 and while running campaign, be able to get over to that 1,000 mark that we need for the summon rush, right? Because we need 1,000 mystery shards for that. But on this new free-to-play account, it's a whole other story. It's not as easy to do, and then you have to start to question, okay, is all of this work that we're going to be doing worth one legendary skill tome? Well, let's talk about it. First and foremost, I just want to say I'm a big numbers girl. I love analytics. I love breaking things down. I've had to do quite a bit of it through the work that I've done over the years. That said, this is a very, very simple presentation of what I saw and what I was seeing when I was going through all of this, okay? Very, very simple, first of all. Second of all, I feel like my math has to be wrong here. And you'll see why in a second, but it's blowing my mind a little bit. All right, let's break this down. So in the Dungeon Divers event, you get 2 points for every artifact you get. We already made it clear we're not going to dungeons, we're going to campaign, especially for the free-to-play account. I mean, in general, that's where you should go for this specific event. You need to get a total of 650 points, and if every single artifact is worth 2 points, then, ergo, that's why we've got 325 here. This is the goal of where we need to be. We need 325 artifacts or items. Okay, so if we're running campaign, and let's just say for kicks and giggles, we're going to do 12-3, brutal 12-3, instead of running it back to like normal or hard, where it might be less energy. I want to be able to take advantage of that champion training event, so I want the XP. So we're going to do 12-3, which means that we have to do 418 runs to get the 325 artifacts. The way that I got that was I actually did some test runs. I went through and did 148 different runs, both on my main account and on my free-to-play account. This again is in campaign 12-3, and I was able to find the average amount of times that it dropped artifacts. Because when you're running through the campaign, it's not just dropping artifacts, it also has the chance of dropping champions as well as mystery shards and just silver. So there's a little bit of RNG involved when it comes to whether or not you're going to actually get the artifact. So we're working with averages. So I had to go through and I figured out the average amount of times that we had an artifact drop. Again, this isn't going to be perfect because it's an average, but it gives us a good idea of where we're at. So I have to do 418 different runs to get the 325 artifacts that we need, which equals to 3,300 energy, which is 1,030 gems. If you complete all of that, 418 runs in campaign, then you'll be able to get the amount of artifacts that you need right? Don't go run 419 runs and then be mad at me if you're a couple of artifacts off, okay? It's an average. We're just working here. Then when you move on from Dungeon Divers, because now that you've gone through and collected all of these mystery shards as you continue to get through them, then you'll be able to get all of those rewards and then move on from the Dungeon Divers to the Mystery Summon Rush, where you'll start pulling said mystery shards. Which brings us to this. Okay, so now we're working on the mystery summons. We need to get 1,000 shards because it's 1 point per shard that you pull, and you need 1,000 points to get that mystery tome. If you completed the Dungeon Divers first, you would have also gotten 400 mystery shards from those rewards that we mentioned. And then, if you were running campaign, just like what I just recommended or what I thought maybe I would do, you're also going to be getting shards. So while I did that test of 148 runs through campaign, I also calculated how much on average you get a shard drop. And again, it's different. There's RNG. This isn't perfect. But I got 100. You could get about 164 for the 118 runs that you do. Am I keeping you with me? Are you following through? Let me know if my math is wrong, by the way, because I hope it is, because this is gonna be crazy. So all of this is to say, you need 1,000 shards to pull. You get 400 from the dungeon divers. You get 164 while you're completing the dungeon divers, which means you still need 436 to start with in order to be able to just do the mystery summons like right away. So on my main account, if I was willing to run through and do all that campaign running to get all of the extra shards from the dungeon divers event, and then also, you know, from the campaign as I'm running it to do it, I could easily finish the summon rush because I already have 539. However, and I know my camera's in a weird place right now, but just go with me because we're going back to the spreadsheet here in a second. However, on my free-to-play account, well, I had 87 and I just grabbed the 20 just now, but I only have 107. So a little bit of a difference here. So I don't have on my free-to-play account the 436, you know, starting shards that you need. Not to mention, I don't think I could pull off the whole energy thing because I don't even have enough gems to do the energy. On the new free-to-play account, I only have 525 gems-ish. So I don't even have enough gems to do that in the first place. But let's just say, for, you know, the story's sake, we're gonna keep going, and let's pretend I had the gems. Let's pretend I ran the dungeons, okay? I don't have enough mystery shards. So let's break that down. So I'm at currently 107 shards on my free-to-play account. The shards that I still need are 329. That means, and again, we're going back to our averages that we did from our test runs, that means we need to do about 140 runs to be able to get those shards. And it might not be 840, it might be, you know, a little less, a little more. It just depends on the RNG and how many shards we get dropped as we're running through the campaign. But again, we're doing an average. Doing the 840 runs is 6,700 energy and 2,300 gems. We already made it clear we don't have enough gems to convert into energy to do the runs to get the shards that are needed in order to complete the mystery summons event. Okay, and then on top of all of that, this is for one single legendary skill tome. One Lego book, which, by the way, one legendary book, if you were to use, let's say in a CVC, you saved it for the next CVC, which would be a good idea because it's going to be a PR event, which I love. I'm so excited. This legendary skill tome would be worth 3,000 points, right? 3,000 points of the legendary skill tome. Let's compare that to if I had used the energy that I'd be running up campaign in order to get this one legendary skill tome. If I ran it, let's say during the CVC, and I ran Spider. And right now in my free-to-play account, I can only go up to Spider 10. Hopefully we can get a little further by then, but let's just say we just run Spider 10. Using that same energy, the same amount of energy, instead of running the campaigns now, we saved it, used it for CVC, ran Spider 10 during it, we'd be able to get about 11,000 points. So just perspective, 11,000 points for a CVC for the same amount of energy that you'd be using here versus one skill tome, which would be worth 3,000 points. Oh, and then on top of all of that, on my main account, just for kicks and giggles, let's do this stuffs. If I were to take that same amount of energy that I would put into this Summon Rush and Dungeon Divers for the April Fool's thing, and I saved it for the CVC, because on my main account, I can go to stage 25. If I ran stage 25 with that same amount of energy, I'd be able to get 100,000 points, a little over 100,000 points in CVC. And then if I went to hard and used that same amount of energy, again, all hypothetical, but if I did, let's say I got to stage 10. I'm working on it. I'm working on a solo farmer who can maybe hopefully do stage 10. We'll see. If I do, I'll do a video on it because it'll be freaking cool and amazing. But let's say I did stage 10 in Spider, hard mode. That would be 134,000 CVC points. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. You can either go for a legendary skill tome, okay? And again, in a brand new free-to-play account, when you don't have the mystery shards already to just do it, then it's not totally worth it. If you're like me and you only have 100, probably shouldn't be, you know, going and farming for more mystery shards so that you can pull them, right? If you have them, great. If not, 3,000 points for CVC, if we were using it for CVC, as this example is, as we're doing in this example, 3,000 points would be for the legendary skill tome, but you could get so many more points using those gems and that energy in a CVC. All this to say, I'm in no way griping or you know, bad-mouthing, or I'm super upset with Wade for putting out this terrible event. In fact, I think it's just a fun event. It's just a fun one-day, 24-hour April Fool's event for those of us who have been playing for a little while, have a ton of mystery shards saved up, and we want to be able to just dump them out, which, by the way, is going to be a pain in the butt to go through and have to get rid of all of those champions. But they also gave us another grace and added in champion training event right now, too, so we can go in and just add up all of our foods. For me personally, I don't know how hard I'm going to go in on this. I could go in and get all of these shards right here, and then I can go into the summon rush. I can pull them and get the book, and I always need legendary books, because let's be honest, there's never enough books in the world of Raid Shadow Legends. But I don't know if I'm really gonna stress over it too much. I think I'm just gonna play around with the champion training events and allow, you know, me naturally doing that without pushing it too hard or overextending resources. I think that just doing this naturally and seeing where it brings me to on these two little events for the April event that's going on, then you know, we'll see what we can get. Otherwise, though, I'm not going to stress too much over it. We're just going to have fun, enjoy the game, especially with the CVC PR coming up soon. I definitely don't want to be putting up too many resources on this main account, because my goal is to get to 1,000,000 points on the next CVC, which is going to be crazy. And then on my free-to-play account, while I am working towards my next 6-star champion, and I will be doing the champion training, I am not going to sit there and use the very few gems that I have and try to use up as much energy as possible to run through campaign and all of this stuff to get the extra mystery shards, because I am severely lacking when it comes to what's needed. Overall, really fun events. I think they're just a fun one day, cool events, not free to play player friendly, or rather, I shouldn't say free to play, brand new, not brand new player friendly. This is certainly not an event to stress over too much. This is just a fun event going on right now, but it is not brand new free to player friendly. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying. I appreciate you sticking around for my nerdy moment. I was just going through the numbers, and it was just hilarious to me to like go through and see what this would mean for a brand new account versus a account that's been around for a really long time, which just goes to show how much easier the game is if you just save a little bit more, if you just are a little bit more frugal with where you put your resources. I appreciate your time today. Thank you for watching. If you're all the way here, have an amazing freaking day. Keep killing it, and I'll see ya.